To this day, Thomas and I have never had any sort of relationship besides a friendship. And, that also just destroyed our friendship.
I mean, do you feel like in a way that like a lot of people left the show because of Kathryn?
1,000%.
Okay. Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
I certainly did.
You certainly did?
Yeah.
Yeah. How come?
It's just, again, this whole, the single mother thing. So she just manipulates everything into whatever it is that she needs in that moment. I mean, I met her boyfriend recently, they are now split, and just the way she treats people. It's not how I treat people. It's not how I have people in my life that treat people that way. And it was too much negativity. I mean, what she did to Cam and spreading the rumors about her husband. I mean, it's deplorable. And I don't, support that or encourage that. And I just, and I don't like, hiding behind the fact, well, I'm a mother. Well, yes, but that doesn't, so what? Like, that means you should be an extra good person and go out of your way to do things, and I haven't seen her in years. I don't really, I hate to say I don't care, because I, in some ways do, just because I'll forever in a way be entangled in this. I hate that she tried to manipulate that Thomas and I were having an affair. To this day, Thomas and I have never had any sort of relationship besides a friendship. And, that also just destroyed our friendship. I didn't feel comfortable even like being in his presence. I didn't want there to be any photos of us, even having a lunch or a coffee, or, certainly not with his children around. And then they could make it seem as though I'm the other woman, when really it's like, I think of him as sort of like a wayward cousin. I don't know, it's like, I love those kids. I love him. And I pray Kathryn finds love in her heart for herself. I mean, I don't, she will never be a friend of mine, but I hope she finds peace for herself so that she can be the best mother she can be.
Right. Do you still have any relationship with Thomas? Any friendship with him?
Not really. It just became sort of too difficult. And why? And then, Patricia had issues with him and then wanted to take that out on me, even though I hadn't had anything to do with anything. And it's all just sort of misguided, so I just put my energy on, myself and, building up my career and making things happen for me, and kind of just left all of that behind.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, are you surprised that Kathryn is still on the show? I mean, yes, it's good TV sometimes, but are you surprised that she's still there?
I mean, she has nothing else going on in her life. So I don't, she will do whatever she can to stay relevant, hook, line, and sinker. She hasn't parlayed it into any other businesses. She hasn't created anything outside of the show for herself, which is sort of insane when you realize the amount of opportunities and the amount of doors that, Bravo has allowed us. So I think that alone says a lot about, even as far as just volunteering and giving yourself to your community. I mean, I don't see her even doing any of that.
Right. No, totally.
But again, like public service and charity work, and it's not for everyone. It's certainly not something you have to do, but, I was raised that it is.
No,
so,
definitely.
My mother always taught us, to those that much is given, much is expected. And that's how I live my life. When I have children, that's how I will raise them. So I just honestly don't understand the take mentality, and that's all it's ever been with her.
Yeah, I mean, were you surprised? I mean, this is going back a couple years now, when Cam and Naomi also decided to take a step back. And, I've spoken to Cam several times, and she's like, absolutely not, I'm not coming back. Because I think that took a toll on her relationship too.
Of course. It really does sort of affect your mental health. I mean, in Cam's situation, she's raising a little girl. And so it's like, what is your priority? Like chasing this sort of fame, or raising a family and being a good mother? And I mean, I think that you can, in some regards, have both, but there became so much negativity, especially around the Thomas and Kathryn saga. And it's just, nobody wanted to be a part of that. I mean, it just was, in my opinion, grotesque. I mean, all of it. And, you know, some of it does go back to that sort of Amber and Johnny situation. You know, Thomas never got his day in court because he didn't want it, because he wanted to protect his children and just make it all stop. But I think had he, things might have been a little bit different. And it just, you know, but it's, again, hindsight is 2020, right? And at the time, there was this angry mob coming after all of the guys. And I don't think Cam wanted to be the spokesperson to defend them. I certainly didn't. And I think in Naomi's case, she just lost her father. There were so many heavy things that it's sort of like Southern Charm is so irrelevant to what I'm really going through in my personal life. Also, you know, it is, you have to sort of always be on guard. You know, you have to be careful about what you say and careful about what you do. I mean, the first 2 seasons I filmed, I definitely was a lot more free with my opinions. And if I came back to do this show, I don't know if I would be as free with my thoughts and my words as I once was, because I saw how I was attacked for, you know, giving my honest opinion on things. But I also think my honest opinion is of value. So I don't know, you're put in this weird position, and then you do start to feel influenced by media and current events, and like, how do I, you know, be Switzerland, so to speak?